Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Andrew G, and welcome to episode, that's right, 50 of my podcast, The Public Affair. Oh my God, I can't believe we're at 50 episodes. We're almost at a year of The Public Affair, and it's all thanks to you guys, all thanks to the viewers, the listeners, and of course, Mike with Rogue Media Network. You're the best, and everybody who supports this podcast, I truly appreciate it. So thank you all so much. Much love to everybody. Before we get started, I definitely want to give a shout out to P&I Designs for my Ariana Grande position shirt. I thought it was appropriate for the 50th episode because I want them to put me in different positions, but we're not going to do that right now. And I really love this shirt and I love the song. So Yvette Villa Gomez, thank you so much for this shirt. I really, really appreciate it. Before we get started, of course, I got to give a shout out to the sponsors of this episode, to Arjon Painting with my boy Juan Arjon. He's a family-owned local paint company that specializes in residential homes, both interior and exterior, and offers the best quality guaranteed. So if you need your home painted, of course, you're going to call Juan Arjon with Arjon Painting. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. And of course, to Frank Biza with B&J Refinishing. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. He has 5-year warranty on most work and has the best prices in town. And he doesn't stop there because he's also got Co-Town Tint. Frank, I need my car detailed because it is absolutely dirty and it's been raining. It's disgusting. He's a mobile tint and detailing business that also details cars like mine, offers the best high quality film and products, and will be all competitor prices. Frank, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to Jeffrey Monreal with Pollo Box and Audio. He focuses on installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. Pollo Box and Audio is full time right now, so anytime you need any of that work done, hit up my boy Jeffrey Monreal with Pollo Box and Audio. He's got you covered. He's got you. Of course, to my boy David Santabanez with Alinea Real Estate. He's the number one sales agent in his office. He'll help you buy a home or sell your home. Make sure you follow him on Facebook at David with Alinea, or call the number on the screen, darling, for all your real estate needs. Of course, to my boy Marcos Cordero with Midway Nutrition. I just got my my shake this morning. It didn't even last on the way over here. It was a Honey Nut Cheerio. He's located on Hewitt Drive. He sells meal replacement shakes with tons of different flavors. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a healthier meal replacement, make sure you hit up my boy Marcos Cordero at Midway Nutrition. He also has Waco Nutrition and Energy on Spate. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. Of course, to Sid Rodriguez, my boy Sid, from the beginning. Elite Barbershop. He's located on Hewitt Drive. You can download the Cut app or call the number on the screen to book. He also has Marcus, Chris, Santos, and D-Rod over there, making you look all cute. I look cute today because of Elite Barbershop. I've looked cute for 50 episodes of The Public Affair because of Elite Barbershop. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. And I can't go on without thanking my brother, Joe Alvaro with Four Brothers Construction. He provides custom home designs and renovations. He also focuses on roofing, remodeling, renovations, plumbing, tree removal, electrical work, and so much more. You can call the number on the screen for all that work. Joe Alvaro, thank you for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. More to come later. All right, guys. So like I said, I'm really excited about my 50th episode of The Public Affair. I wanted to do something a little bit special, and I have a surprise for these guys that I'm going to unveil at the end of the episode, but I wanted to invite other podcasters on the show. I've watched these guys kind of come up from the bottom, and they're trying to do their thing, and I'm like, you know what? I had the pleasure of being on their show, and I wanted to invite them on my show, so that way I can help, give them the little push that they need, hopefully. And I really want to welcome Alvaro Vargas and Erick Carrillo from the False Nine podcast on episode 50 of The Public Affair. How you doing?
Good. I didn't realize that you had episode 50, so to me, it means a lot to be on this episode. I think when you hit 50 or 100, it's like a milestone.
Absolutely. I'm very grateful to be at 50 episodes. I'm really grateful that you guys came on the show. Yeah. We had to rebook. We were supposed to record yesterday, but everybody want to sleep, have kids. All right. Their girlfriends ain't home yet. Oh, and now they're home, so we can go ahead and do it. Yeah, and I just want to say, Alvaro, I loved watching you eat your yogurt while I was doing my ads. It was very sensual.
Spoon he had
I saw that big ass spoon. Now I know it fits in his mouth.
No. It's too early for that, bro.
Thank you. I know that's never too early. I was telling them the other day I was having sex, and the guy was telling me to turn my heater on in the apartment, and I was like, excuse me, it's fucking 90 degrees outside, and I'm doing all the work. So
like,
no.
Open the window.
no, because then the neighbors will hear. She's nosy, so fuck that. No, how you guys doing? Thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it.
I'm doing good, man. I think it's a big, I really appreciate it for your 50th episode. You would think you would have somebody special or somebody that you're really close to, but having us on it, I think it means a lot.
Oh, well,
I think it really does mean a lot.
Well, I just, you know, I had another idea for my 50th episode, but I really wanted to do something special for this. And, you know, I've watched, like, Alvaro started the False Nine podcast, which we'll get into later. And then I watched you be a part of it, which I think you were a really good addition to it. And I really wanted to do something special. And, you know, anyway, I'll tell you guys later. Okay, so why don't we introduce you guys for anybody who might not know you? I mean, obviously, you guys are a lot younger than I am. Not too much younger. I'm not going to jail.
Does it offend you if I ask you how old you are?
I'm going to be 30 in July. Nothing offends me. Haven't you seen 30? The show? I'll be 30 in July.
Did we talk about that on our episode?
I don't know.
I don't look a day over 21. I know. Stop this.
You're dead ass 30?
I'll be 30 in July.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
He does not look like he's 30.
How old do I look?
And honestly, you look like you're maybe 24, 25.
Well, you know, I don't.
If you would have shaved the beard, maybe about 23.
Well, I don't use illicit drugs, and I, you know, barely drink anymore. Just a tad. I don't smoke cigarettes and stuff. And I take care of myself. So you know, you're supposed to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So why don't you introduce us to for who you are? Why don't you tell us who you are?
So obviously I'm Alvaro Vargas.
Obviously.
People are supposed to know who you are.
As far as like my backstory, there's not really too much. It's kind of boring. I was born in Illinois. Then moved to Texas when I was like 10, 12.
Okay.
And then I've been here since then.
Yeah.
About last year I was in Illinois again for a few months, 8 months, 8 months, 10 months.
I got you.
And I've always played sports when I was younger, playing a lot of soccer.
He played select soccer, didn't he?
Yeah, I did. And I always thought I was going to be a soccer player. So, yeah, and I never thought I was going to be doing the False Nine podcast.
Okay.
And then as far as what I'm doing now, I've always wanted to help people, motivate people.
Oh, good.
Help people become better.
That's great.
I feel like sometimes people talk to me just to, like, when they need to talk to someone. I find myself in those situations all the time. So.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. It's, you know, I always say, like, we don't realize how much, like, I worked in radio for the last 6 years, so I've always been told that our voices are very powerful behind the mic, and they truly are. Everybody's listening once that goes on the internet. And so for us as podcasters, I mean, we're that like, it's kind of sat in our lap to be inspirational. You know what I mean? Just like you've shared that I've inspired you, you know, to, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and I hear that a lot. Like, people tell me, I like hearing you talk. I hear that a lot.
You have a great voice, Alvaro.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Stop! I'm not flirting with him. I told you.
I mean, he did spend the night though, so it's okay.
He did not want to spend the night at my house. Okay, so for them to be on time, I was nervous that they were going to be shy. I invited Alvaro to spend the night at my house.
Why, hold on, you got to worry about Erick.
No, excuse me. Erick was the first one to respond this morning. Okay, and he was the first one up.
No, I texted you.
No,
I texted you back first.
But you know what? His little messenger thing was green, and yours said active 5 hours ago. So I knew he was up before you. All right? He
didn't answer me.
He should have. Alvaro should have spent the night. I don't know why he didn't want to spend the night.
I don't know what was such a big deal about just spending the night.
Okay,
cuddled.
I was busy.
He has a 90-degree.
Who are you busy with? Let me find out you were with that bitch. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Can I say her name? I'm just kidding.
No, we keep it between us on this show, okay?
But I will say, like, the last since I was 18, 19, I've been like in a long in a journey of finding who I am. Okay. And then lately, just this past maybe 6 months, I've grown a lot and I've changed a lot. And I wouldn't be in the position I am for my family and especially someone like Erick. And I think that's how, like, now the podcast to me, when Erick's on now, I think it's just like the best.
It's like next level, huh?
Yeah.
I have to kind of agree. No shade to the other guy. What was his name?
Johnny.
My cousin. Yeah. I think Erick was a really good addition to the False Nine podcast, and you know, shout out to Johnny. He parted ways with that, correct?
Yeah. He just recently moved back to Illinois like a week ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's back there. Hopefully, he's happy and he's doing what he wants to do.
Yeah, for sure. Big shout out to him. Erick, how about you? Why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Well, people who know me, I mean, you posted and you have a lot of people from Waco, don't you?
I do.
A lot of people.
Yes,
yeah. So my name is Erick Carrillo. And if you're watching this, more a lot of the time, most people are probably gonna know who I am. They're probably not trying to get big headed or nothing.
Right now.
Yeah,
I'm pretty known around Waco just from like friends.
Yeah.
Just from
well, you grew up here.
Where I grew up. I did grow up. I've been here since I was 5 years old.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, if people who've actually listened to the other podcast, they know that I was born on the border, coming here to the United States.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to pull over. Give birth, do this and that.
Oh, okay. It was like that.
Yeah.
Like, where's he gonna be born? Let's throw him back and forth.
Of course. People were like, man, he was almost gonna be illegal. Remember, like, he almost didn't have a green card, so and so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I grew up here, been playing sports all my life. Baseball, soccer, basketball, football, all this other stuff. Doing Alvaro in, so and so. Graduated in 17. People don't know me, but I'm only 22.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
I have so many people tell me, bro, you're like 25, 26, 27. I guess it's because my beard. Y'all see my beard?
It's
Hey, are you related to Isaac Carrillo?
Isaac Carrillo? No.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about, though.
Yeah, he was one of the trainers at Subway.
Yeah.
50 pounds. Anyway,
you don't know me though, but I've heard of him, which is crazy. You know how people in Waco, they know who you are, but they
everybody
don't know
knows
you.
everybody in this town for sure.
Yeah,
but for some reason they don't know. Like if you, I knew of you, but I didn't know you. You know, which is crazy. And I bet some people are like, damn, I don't know who that guy. How the hell does he know me? You know, but man. I just want to say appreciate again for having us on again, bro.
Oh yeah, no, it's my pleasure for sure. I'm really excited that you guys get to be on this episode for sure. Like
I get to learn a little bit about us.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you know, I had the pleasure of being on the False 9 podcast. You guys invited me just a few weeks ago. The episode's out now.
Which is my idea.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you guys still owe me. Whose idea was it?
Mine. It's like a long time ago.
Okay,
no, you know what?
Idea?
Alvaro and I did talk about it
a
very long time ago. Yeah, and you know, I'm pretty sure you guys owe me Red Lobster because I got you. Yes, you do.
Alvaro do.
No, we do.
Okay.
You flip the coin.
Didn't you say you wanted
it?
at least 100 views and then you get me Red Lobster?
Of course. Did we get over 100 views?
What did it get in a few days? Just 150?
I
Okay,
believe
thank
so.
you. Yes.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah. You know, I had
good.
a lot of people tell me they enjoyed that episode too, so I was really happy.
That's good.
Yeah,
and we
they
should
did,
have to have a part 2. So we can actually
I'm ready.
more
I'm
depth
ready.
into
Whenever
your
you
life.
listen, I'm down like Chinatown all the time. So it's nothing.
Chinatown.
Oh yeah, we know that.
You know, I speaking of which, I spoke with Alvaro. It was like last year sometime, right? Because you were living in Chicago.
Yeah,
and and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, I didn't know that there was another podcaster in town, and I do that too." And you know, we had a really cool conversation about how you watch my show, and you were very inspired by watching my show and such. So it really, really touched me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At first, I thought he was sliding in my DM, so I was really excited. And then, he wasn't.
man, he just wants to eat
For the
business.
record, Alvaro's not gay. That's why he didn't spend the night at my house last night.
All business.
Okay, it was all business. But yeah, that's how we met. And then I just met you when I recorded with you guys on the False 9 podcast. How did you guys meet? Did you grow up with each other?
We actually didn't grow up with each other. We went to the same high school.
Okay.
And Alvaro play was like
I was too cool.
he was
Oh,
he
you
was
were too
not
cool
too
for
cool.
school.
I thought I was too cool for. I mean, I'm being honest.
Well, because you played
People
soccer.
knew him as the soccer guy.
I was
Right.
like
the soccer guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then me, I didn't play until my freshman year, but I literally just tried out just to try out, just for fun.
Right.
And surprisingly, I made it. And then we knew each other from then.
Yeah.
And then we still weren't even close at all, believe it or not, all through my senior year.
Yeah.
Like we weren't, junior year. It's probably
Yeah,
junior
because
year.
when we started playing select together, that's when we got real close.
Oh, okay.
We both played select,
Yeah.
That's
but I
what's
was
up.
always the better one for some
It's
reason.
not true.
We had
Why he looks like he gets so offended all the time? For
real.
he gets so serious.
because he knows it's true.
You know,
Yes.
lately a lot of people have been telling me you got a real serious
You
face,
do,
and
you
I'm
have
just
this-
like, bro, I'm happy all the time.
I think that's so great, but I can't tell by looking at your facial
Yeah.
expression. You look like you're ready to fuck somebody up all the time.
Yes, I had a customer snitch on me to the manager and said, "Man,
that's not true.
No,
You're
I
lying.
had a customer snitch on me to the manager with the license plate. Remember?
About me?
No, about me. About
Oh.
that front license plate.
Why are they fighting on my show?
real.
Boys, stop it, please.
Like, oh my gosh.
But so in high school, like I said, we didn't really talk like that,
Right.
but we just knew each other by mutual friends. I remember I had one friend that I was real close with, and he always invited Erick, and that's kind of how we.
Oh, that's how you guys met. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
so-
that fat guy that nobody wanted to
You
invite.
weren't fat back then.
I was skinny. Believe it or not,
Yeah.
I was so
I
skinny
saw
back
those
then.
pictures, yeah.
I was skinnier than this guy right
But now
here,
you have a
literally.
dad because you're a dad now,
Yeah,
right? You
so
have a
I'm a
newborn
dad,
baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an
Yes.
excuse.
He has a dad bod. No, because my best friend, he has a dad bod too. I gave him all my old shirts. It was so cute. Yeah. I love him. I love Jaime. Yeah. I gave him all, because, when you become a parent, right? You gain weight and stuff. It's just what happens. Yeah. And so, you're not worried about working out and shit. You have a baby. You have to feed him and stuff, Yeah. So I get it. I want to talk about how you guys started. Well, Alvaro, you started the False 9 podcast, correct? Okay. So when did you start the False 9 podcast and where did the name come from?
I want to say I started October 9th, but it was October 9th or the 10th, and we didn't shoot our first episode or first video on the 11th, October 11th of 2020. So when I remember I was at a job working at Sprint, and I had these friends, and I was like, man, I want to have my own podcast one day.
Right. Was this in Chicago or was this here?
Working at Sprint?
Yeah.
Working at Sprint was here. That was 2019.
Remember Sprint?
I was at Sprint, and then I was working at. I was going to school at TSCC. And
Okay,
I remember
gotcha.
these two friends I had. We were real close.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, we should have a podcast one day. And it was just all talk. And then it was an idea. So then fast forward to like 2020 last year, me and my cousin started talking about it, and I was like, bro, I want to start a podcast. Like when we have certain conversations, they're like real as fuck conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, we need to put that on the internet, and just like you just never know what someone's going to take from it.
Exactly.
So we just started doing it, and what really started was Gary V. one day I watched a video of him with his cards, like talking about sports cards.
Yeah, I love Gary Vee.
And then he was just like,
who was that?
You don't know who Gary Vee is?
No, oh
wow.
my God. Do you know that before I started this podcast, I didn't even know who Joe Rogan was?
Oh my God.
I know, I'm terrible.
Like, you know who Joe Rogan is, right?
I know who he is now, but everybody was like, oh, you could be like Joe Rogan. I was like, who's Joe Rogan?
#1 podcast.
He is. He is.
You've never seen who Gary Vee is?
No,
he's probably one of the most influential people ever, especially people who
is he on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's on YouTube, Facebook, MySpace.
Shout out to Gary Vee. I didn't know who he was.
To Gary Vee, definitely.
Listen, you guys, I'm like this.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So he's talking about all these cards and just like, fuck it, do it. Like if you want, you know, and there's like money here. And I was like, man, I want to like get into sports cards.
Right.
And then it was just, and I didn't know there were soccer sports cards. So I was like, Johnny, we got to go buy some soccer sports cards and then just make a video about it. And then do that. So then, well, that's funny.
Why you laughing?
You can go watch the episode. You can go watch it.
Was that your first episode?
Yeah, but at that time, we didn't know it was going to be a podcast just yet. Okay. So then we were recording. I was like, bro, if we're going to be doing this, let's just make a podcast.
Right.
So then we're in the gym working out, and I was like, what are we going to name this podcast? And then we're like, I don't know. He was wearing a shirt that said Nike FC. And I was like, whatever the name of the podcast is going to be, it needs to like look like clean on a shirt like that.
Okay.
Because I want to like, one day I want to hopefully come out with merch and like gym apparel and all that shit.
Okay.
So then we were thinking, and I was like, it has to be soccer related. And there's a formation called the false nine in soccer.
Oh.
So that's how it became to be. And it was like the false nine. And I was like, all right, bro, we're going to roll with it for the rest of the day. Just call it the false nine and just say it over and over and see how it sounds.
Okay.
And then he started working on some stuff. And then he naturally just came up with the color purple, and I looked at it and I was like, bro, that shit looks sick.
Okay.
You know? And I was like, that's it, and that's what we're gonna roll with. And ever since then, it's been called the Foster.
You know, I had soccer guys on my last episode. It's not out. Well, yes, it's out now. Because as of the recording of this, it hasn't been released, but it's out now. And so they never told me that. I just got into soccer, you know, with this because for whatever reason, the podcast has attracted a lot of soccer players, and I sponsor soccer teams and stuff now, which is so cool. Yeah, which is great because shout out Soko. But I didn't realize that there was a position called false nine.
What's a formation?
It's a formation.
Oh, it's a formation. It's not positions.
No, it's the way that people stand.
This episode's all about positions. Okay, I want to be put in several different positions. But so that's where the false nine came from.
So that's kind of how it happened. And then I personally give up on stuff too quick. You know, if I'm being honest, in the past.
Like I got him a job and he quit.
So. And Erick can tell you that, and not because of jobs, but other things in life that he's seen me kind of give up on. So then I never thought the podcast was going to go that far.
Okay.
And then for me to be, I think we just shot our 33rd episode. Okay. And now I'm just like, damn, like I'm still doing this. That means I'm in love with it, you know? So I'm very happy about it.
Absolutely.
But that's how it became to be.
Okay, yeah, for sure. And then at what point did Erick get involved? So you had your old co-host, and I remember you saying that he was leaving. Yeah. So what made you invite Erick to come on the show?
So as soon as I got here and I started talking to Erick, I kind of already wanted to have Erick on the pod. He didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck, I would love to have. I was like, fuck, I would love to have, and nothing against my cousin, you know, but I think the fact that my cousin was kind of going through his own thing meant like, you know, he's kind of like just going downhill a little bit for him. I started to notice that, and I was like, you know, and for me thinking about it and like no like feelings, if I was like the podcast doesn't like need that energy,
right, for sure.
So and then I wanted to grow. I was like, if I moved here, I got to constantly keep growing this podcast and what's gonna make the podcast better.
Okay, got you.
So when he decided to leave, I think that same day I texted Erick and I was like, hey bro, like, you know,
are you in?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts about that?
I was like, well, really, we were already talking about it because he was leaving. Where were you living at?
Me in Illinois.
And he had hit me up one day and said, "Hey,
no, the person we should talk on the phone."
He said, "Hey, we should talk on the phone one time." And I think we talked on the phone for like an hour.
Okay.
When he was up there, but like before that, we weren't talking. It's been like months since we talked.
Right.
And he literally texted me. He said, "Hey man, how you doing?" Checked up on each other. And he was like, "Hey, I'm finna be moving back down to Waco.
Okay.
And I see you're doing the whole car business thing, you know.
Right.
And I want to see if you can help me out and try it out." And I said, "Yeah, of course." And then he came down here, and I secured him a job, and then we just started getting more and more close. And we were talking every single day.
Okay.
And then he's always known my energy, like the way my energy is. I'm up there. I'm live.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's why you were such a good addition to the show. Yeah.
I don't have a filter. You know, like me, I'm not shy. I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do whatever, but
I was like, wait a second, hold on. Might turn the lights off, turn them off. Keep it between us.
I think that's what kind of in Alvaro's head, he was just like, man, I would love to have this guy on the podcast. The way his energy is, his spirit, everything about him is just so upbeat and not uptight, but you know, so upbeat. And I think that's why he wanted it. He's like, man, I think he'd be a good fit for the False Nine.
So how are you enjoying it so far? Because you only just got affiliated with it maybe just a couple months ago. Is that correct?
I think we did. I think I've did like 4 episodes, 4 or 5 episodes.
Okay.
I love it. I mean, I think it's a great experience, and especially now we're getting to the point where having people that you wouldn't think would be on a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, like we had that TikTok star, you know, and then we're gonna have this next person on Friday who everybody knows, people around the world know.
Yeah. Don't say who. Don't say who.
I'm not gonna say who it is.
But by the time this episode comes out, your episode should be out. You might as well just tell us.
You said 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. And we're having them on Friday.
So hopefully when this episode airs out, I mean, it'll be. Oh, you could say it.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mark Vital. Do you know who Mark Vital is?
I don't. Who is that?
He's the Baylor basketball player who won the national championship.
Okay, I heard of him. Okay,
he's gonna be on it on Friday.
Yeah,
cool. Okay.
By the time this episode airs out, he's already gonna be on the.
Oh, that's good, guys. Congrats.
Yeah, so it's a big milestone, I think, for the False Nine podcast. So.
Do you feel like this sense of accomplishment when you get to invite those types of people on the show and then they come on?
And big shout out to our job as well. Cause if it wasn't for our job, we wouldn't have met Mark Vital.
Oh, okay, got you.
Not even Sean.
Or Sean, because he works with us too. And have you ever heard of Sean?
Sean Griffin.
Yeah.
We've talked before.
For real?
Yeah.
You gonna have him on your podcast too?
We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know Sean. I've known Sean for many years. Yeah. He's really nice.
You've known him for years.
I mean, not like a long ass time, but I mean, Sean and I, we were acquainted by his ex. And then, I mean, we'll talk every once in a while. Like, you know, he's doing big things on TikTok, and then he's congratulated me on, like, he watches the show. And then, you know, I said, oh, you know, good for you too, and stuff like that. And, you know, he's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. So, yeah, big shout out to Sean. You guys have him on your show, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
He'll be out already when this comes out.
Oh, yeah. Why you said it like that?
No,
like, we got the Sean.
No. But I'm saying, like, he'll be out already, and that episode's funny as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So, I guess, like, what, you know, the producer was asking you before we started, when you have to say what is the False Nine about, and just like terms, like what is the False Nine about?
I'll let Erick go first.
I think the False Nine, I think one main thing that it's about is getting to hear other people's story.
Okay,
like they get to hear their kind of hardships that they had in their life, what kind of obstacles they had to jump through or go through to be able to get to the position they are now.
Okay,
basically.
Yeah, for sure.
Know? Like some people, if people who listen to some people have had a hard life, and that was my thing too. Whenever I was on it as a guest, I talked about my life and how hard my life was, and what I had to go through when I was younger, this and that. I think that's one of the main things on it.
I got
basically.
You. Yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
What say you?
I think it's like the same.
Because you started it. You're the daddy of it.
But for me, I've always wanted someone to listen to it, and if they're 18, 19, 20, because I've been through a lot of mental struggles, so I think if I would have had something like to listen to that made me feel a little bit better, hear someone else's story. It made me feel good about myself.
Right.
So when I started listening to other podcasts, I was like, man, I want people to listen to this and be like, fuck, like he went through that, but he's out there doing this, you know?
Oh, good, yeah.
Or like he went through all that and like yet he still found the way to figure it out and just get a good job or find that family or start his own podcast.
Okay.
So I kind of just want to push that message, and that's why I want to have people that are kind of upcoming.
Okay.
Versus someone like, I don't want to say someone who made it. I would love to have someone that made it, but I would love to share a story more of someone's like, this is what I'm going through. Okay. And this is what I'm doing right now to get where I want to be at.
Yeah.
You know?
No, yeah, I definitely feel you. And I think that's so important as well. And so basically, the synopsis of the show is kind of just to inspire people, right? To give a voice. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm completely for that. I kind of want to talk about our episode because I really enjoy it. If anybody hasn't seen it, I was featured on the False Nines podcast as well. And we actually, little just cliff note here, we had scheduled originally like in December, correct?
Yeah.
Remember, and then I came down with COVID. No, but I haven't unveiled that on this show. But yes, I had COVID last year, which did not affect me as terribly as it did others. Thank God. But you know, we had to cancel because I wasn't just gonna roll up on his show with COVID and sneeze all over you. You know what I mean? And so you know, I had to put production on hold and everything. What inspired you, I guess, to like want to invite me on your show? I'm curious. We didn't get to talk about that.
The main reason was because I wanted to show that even if you're doing another podcast, that we can still be able to like collaborate versus being like, oh no,
competitors.
That's my competitor. Like you might be my competitor, but at the end of the day, like if I personally like your vibe, like let's get on the podcast, let's talk and share our differences and just get along. And that's just another thing I also want to do with the podcast. Just have that wave, like we can all get along and help each other win.
I got you.
So.
And I always tell him like, he's like, he would say, this is our podcast, that's his podcast. We don't want to be the same. But I would tell him, you see how Andrew's doing so and so this and this. We got to learn from the way he's doing this because we started way before you. I'm way after you.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and he's like, yeah, you're right, and this and that. So like, that's probably another thing that we wanted to have you on, just because we kind of, I wouldn't say got our idea from you, but we did learn some stuff from you though. Not even gonna lie, like a couple like tips and tricks on how to do so.
Like what? I'm curious. I'm curious to know. I never realized how much I guess influence people. You know, like so on my last episode, I'm sorry, on my last episode we talked a lot about Wormy was on one of my old episodes. He's a very big soccer player now in California, and you know it's cool that people around here in town don't feel like they have that motivation to like do big things. And then I started this podcast just for fun. You know what I mean? And then it ended up being really great. So I was like thankful for that, but I guess I never really realized how much I influenced. Like, I mean, even Alvaro when he first reached out to me, you know what I mean? So like, can you share some of that?
I think it's probably the way you, the way you are, you know, the gayness. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just the way that you
awesome.
talk. It's the way that you don't pause. You don't like. Always like an awkward silence like this and so something like that, you know. Like you always you're right back at it, you know, like right back to back to back. You know what to say, you know how to answer somebody, you know, this and that.
Okay,
and the mics too, you know, because we had the little mic in the middle. Now we just upgraded and we got like 4 new mics, 4 new headsets.
Yeah,
you know, eventually hopefully we'll get a new camera. Yeah, you know, and then get a studio like this. And move out of the apartment. But I think you really did inspire us, bro. And like,
I'm really
want to keep hustling, and you're gonna keep hustling, and you're gonna keep getting, bigger, more views. How many views you getting now?
Oh God! So they range, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that later. A week they range between maybe 350 to 1,000. You know, yeah. So it's really cool. My highest viewed episode, of course, is Isabel Garcia from OnlyFans with 3,000 views. But she was so sweet, and you know what? I guess for me, I like to really just kind of break the barriers. You know what I mean? Like everybody, it's like voodoo. No, we can't invite her. You know, we'll get judged. And I was just like, no, I want to invite her because I want to know in her mind, like what made you do that? And she's doing what she should. Like she's she's great. That's what I'll say about that. But yeah, she's super sweet.
But for me, biggest thing for you is like the energy you put out. It's just all that energy. And then when I see you like post, that already I think takes a lot from someone to like really put your stuff out there on the internet for everyone to see, because everyone can judge you now. Anyone can say this, anyone can say that.
For sure.
And then you're out here just like this and that, like high energy, smiling. Then that's what inspires me. I was like, fuck, I need to have the energy all the times. I learned from it. And then now, like, you know, you said like, I'm always serious, or I look serious, but I'm always happy. And I'm always having a good time.
Oh, I don't ever want you to think that I question you.
No. I know what you mean, though.
The energy, I used to tell them all the time, especially now since we work together and we work with people. I said, bro, you have to not be shy. Just go. You're probably never going to talk to this person ever again.
Right.
Really. And he used to be like all shy, all nervous, this and that. And I think that's what started getting his energy more and more and more. And now when he talks on the False Night podcast, he's not like real shy, real awkward like he used to be, you know, because I used to always push him. I said, bro, don't be shy. Just go talk to them. Go do what you gotta do. Go act a fool. Go be funny. Go crack jokes. You know, people love that kind of stuff.
For sure.
When you, especially when you go to the drive-thru, you know, I love cracking jokes at the drive-thru.
I do.
Sometimes, believe it or not, you get free things when you go to the drive-thru.
Like, can you share what kind of free shit have you gotten?
Of course, like I've gotten free drinks. I've gotten a whole free meal before.
Oh, really?
Literally. At Taco Bell.
I want to hear the joke.
No, at Taco Bell, I just go to the drive-thru. It's like a couple minutes before they close, and I'm just making jokes. Like they were like, I talk about they had a naked burrito, and they're like, "Oh, we're out of that." And I said, "Can you just dress it for me, please? Because it's a naked burrito, you know." And you can hear them back in the back laughing, dying. And I always say, "Hey, man, y'all, what time y'all finna close?" Like, "Oh, here in like 10 minutes." They're like, "Oh, it's okay." I was like, if you don't want me to order, I won't order because I know how it is. You're late. And they just be like, "Oh, he's so nice, so I'll pull up to the drive-thru, and you got to know how to do it, bro. And you just order that meal. And then
I mean, at Taco Bell, you probably get whatever you want.
And then you'll be like, "Hey, you think I could order like some extra so and so?" And they wouldn't even charge you for it. They just pay. They just be like, "Okay, here you go. Can I get an extra drink or chips or whatever?" And sometimes they just pay for it themselves. And I never think that would happen, bro. But it's just your energy, and you can go and like meet new people and like just like connect with so many people that you didn't even think you could connect with.
Would you guys believe me if I ever told you that when I was younger I was very antisocial?
I could believe you. I could believe you because I was.
You were the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Nobody believes me. I always tell everybody I was antisocial growing up. I didn't want no friends, no nothing, and now look at me. I'm on the public affair. You know what I mean?
You didn't talk to nobody.
I had friends like when I was growing up in New York, obviously because we all grew up together. But then when we moved to Florida, I didn't want to make any friends. I was like, fuck all y'all. This is stupid. And then I moved here, and I was like, fuck you guys until like my senior year of high school. Then I'm still like with my best friend. We're still really good friends and such. So yeah. And then
when did you start not being antisocial?
God, you know, I would say when I moved out when I was 18, you know, well, I focused a lot more on just kind of, you know, you have to live. So you got to go work and you're 18. Like, I didn't have any direction. You know what I mean? So I was like, how do you go get an apartment? And somebody had to like pay for my down payment and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
11 years strong in that apartment. It's fucking awesome.
So
yeah. And, you know, I guess everybody would think that it was when I came out as gay, but it really wasn't. Like, you know, I got to be more free. I know, right? You know, I got to be more free after that because then I can go flirt with guys and, you know, and then nobody can be like, is he gay? Well, obviously, bitch. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I feel like there was a lot of unfinished business on when I was recording with you guys.
There was.
And I really want to use this opportunity to kind of, you know, elaborate on that. Like you wrote out a script and he was very into the script. Like he wanted to stick to script.
Yeah,
and
but it was hard to.
No, well, I have notes written down here that we probably won't even get to. But you know, I kind of want to pick up from where we left off there. So obviously, you guys asked me a lot about my personal life on the show, and I shared it. I'm starting the podcast. I've shared with this. What were you wanted to ask me on the show?
There's a lot more. I don't know if you want to talk about it here, but like
we can do a little bit. We got time. Yeah.
I really wanted to get to the point where you kind of like started. You could say like peaking in life, where you wanted like, man, I need to do this, I need to do that. And what were the things that was going through your mind that you were like, I need to do this because of that, or the way you were feeling, things like that.
Right. So when you say peaking, do you mean the success of the public affair?
Just success in yourself.
Just success in myself. Okay. Like, you know what? I struggled a lot growing up with doubting myself a lot. You know, and a lot of it had to do with the people that I was surrounding myself with, or even even some family members that are just like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you're not supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. You know, and I think that once I found that sense of liberation. Like when I live by myself. I don't have to answer to nobody. And why am I on somebody else's time? Or why am I doing what somebody else is telling me to do? And why when they say jump, I say how high? Yeah. Like I live by myself. I work and take care of myself. So there was this sense like when I turned like maybe 22 or something like that, where I was just like, fuck everybody. I'm going to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? And, you know, when I was 23 or 24, I started working at Power 108. And that was just a leap of faith as well. Like, hey, email, are you guys doing an internship, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I've said the story on this show as well. You know, I emailed the business manager, Cynthia, and was like, hey, what's going on with this? She's like, yeah, come in for an interview. And then, you know, a year later, I'm on the radio. You know what I mean?
That's good.
And then as far as the podcast goes, this was another leap of faith, which is why I'm so happy to have you guys on this show as well, because I want to encourage you guys to always take those chances. Do you know what I mean? If I would have, this took me years, pretty much, because I was going to start a podcast before this called Vanity in my apartment with my laptop and my snowball mic, which was complete trash. That podcast was terrible.
You did it?
Oh, I did like 3 episodes and I scrapped it. I didn't even release them. I was like, there's no way, because you know, I guess for me, it's all about quality. Do you know what I mean? And so I was talking to myself, like, lame. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit. You know what I mean?
I think that's not too bad.
Oh, it was terrible. I'm so happy I'm so happy I did not introduce the world to vanity.
I think if you hit like a couple thousand followers on the public affair, you got to release those
If
tapes.
I could find them. You know what? And I keep telling Mike, I have an episode 0 of this show.
Oh, wow.
That we have not ever released. I believe you can hear it on Spotify if I'm not mistaken. But it's like, this is like, hey, this is how the video is going to look. And like a demo type thing, which I hated too.
I have like 3 podcasts that are just out there hidden.
Really?
And I'm gonna release them one day, and they're just either I'm too fucked up, or we talk a lot of dumb shit. It's so funny though.
I definitely want to see that for sure. You were too fucked up?
Like I was drunk.
He definitely wants to see that.
Oh yeah. Why wasn't I on that episode, Eric?
I was in Illinois.
No, and so then that's what I was telling you guys. Is when I was starting this show, had I would have listened to everybody else and their ideas and like, oh, this is what you should do and this is how it should be run, I don't think it'd be as successful. And so when we talk about how I inspire the False Nine podcast as podcasters, as YouTube people, I just want you guys to know that whenever you want, you should always just break barriers. You should always like go for broke. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, don't be scared to talk about a certain subject. Like I've said shit on this show where people have messaged me.
Fuck, for real.
And we're like, who the fuck do you think you are? I had somebody call my radio boss and was like, tell him to take that shit down.
You're lying.
Yes, I swear to God. Jaime de la Ley, he was on this show, but there was a few episodes prior to that. And it was actually my first like episode where I kind of like told people a little bit about what happened like a year prior, episode 6 with Adrian Fajardo. Somebody saw that episode and was like, tell him to take that shit down. Please make him take that down.
Did you offend anybody? Huh? Did you offend that person?
I don't give a fuck.
I just want to know what happened.
I don't care. I only told the truth. But I told the truth. Everybody gets mad when you tell the truth, right? Yeah. But it was so cute because he told me like, yeah, they asked me to tell you to take it down. Well, this is not associated with the radio station, which is a big misconception. Yeah. And so they were like, yeah, they asked me that. I was like, yeah, tell them no, fuck off. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Mine, you know, So, do you guys ever get scared about talking about certain topics on your show?
I do, bro. Sometimes.
You why is that? Yeah, I do. Sometimes, I would like to know why.
Like sometimes I'm gonna say the wrong thing because I grew up not really caring what you say.
Yeah.
But yes, you care. But when you're on the camera, it's completely different.
Right.
You know, like I feel like I'm gonna offend the wrong person. So I'm gonna say something, and they're gonna be like, "Well, why is he talking like that? You know, why is he?" You know, talking about like race or something, or if I feel like if I say that, like that black person or something like that, you know, they're gonna be like, oh, somebody's gonna get offended. But nowadays, people are like pretty cool about it, and people are like, oh, I mean, haha, funny jokes, this and that.
I disagree. I think everybody's really sensitive.
You think so?
I do, but I don't care.
Some people are. Some people are really sensitive.
Yes. Yeah. So how about you? Was there ever a time on your show where you
felt? At the beginning, I didn't know what to say, how to say it, but I think the more real and the more the truth I started saying, like just like how I feel about certain stuff, a lot of people started relating more.
Okay.
And also, too, people had their opinions, but then I would just be like, you know what? Like, if you really want to sit here and talk about it, let's get on the podcast and let's just chat and let's have a good conversation about it. And I'll tell you why I think, like, how I think.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I've had several lawsuits thrown at me. I've had
they coming after you for real.
I've had you need to take that down. I think that was the cutest one when they reached out to me.
I had one where I had to actually take down.
Why?
Why? He mentioned a girl.
I was talking about a story about an ex I had. And I didn't want to get any fucking problems.
He was so scared, and he's like, bro, I gotta take it down.
Alvaro,
I feel like a total bitch about it, and it did so well on YouTube. But I didn't want her to go and like tell all these other people or say all this other shit about me because that's how she is. You know?
Let me tell you something.
And I was like, man, and I was like, fuck that. And I told Eric, I was like, bro, I don't know what to do. And so I was like, fuck
so
it.
Scared.
That's why I'm so open with people because I'm gonna unload your fucking clip before you could throw anything at me.
I was that moment. I was like, man, I'm a straight bitch for that, you know. And then I was like, and then one day, I know I am, but
he's that bitch.
And then I was like, you know what? And then recently, I uploaded again. Obviously, it didn't do so good, but I was like, man, fuck it. Like at this point, I just gotta stop caring what people think. And if I put out this content and someone has a problem with me, I'm like, this is just who I am. This is what I do. And if you don't like it, then I guess we can't be associated with each other. I think
that as long as you're being honest, people resonate with that well. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I've said things on the stories that I've told on the show that might have been controversial. I've did my best to keep names out of it. Yeah. It's kind of one of those, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I'm speaking on a situation, it's because it's the truth. I'm only telling my truth. Do you see and if you're mad at that, then why weren't you mad when the situation was going on? Do you see what I'm saying? So listen, I pay for this show. Excuse me, I'm backed by local sponsors who now pay for this show, and they fuck with that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give my listeners what they want. If you don't like it, don't listen.
Yeah, but
there's this really great option on YouTube where you can skip it.
I'm gonna start getting sponsors, bro. So they'll pay for it and they'll pay for my rent. Because we're in my apartment. So like, if you guys want to sponsor this episode right here, in that room, just give me about $825 in total, and then we're good to go. And I give you a shout out.
Also too, I was like about like some politics stuff, you know, talking about females or like just talking about abortion, shit like that. It was kind of like, you know, and I wanted to have this conversation with people. And then like the more I started doing it, the more I felt talking about it. And I was like, fuck it. If it works out, then it works out. And if it works out, then people like it. If it doesn't, then I'll notice it in the numbers.
Right. Yeah. No, so. I just think that you guys should never be scared to talk about something that you want to talk about. Everybody's always going to have an opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, you just learn not to respond. Like I've seen my YouTube comments on some of them. Some people are really brutal. You know what I mean? But I skip them. I'm not going to entertain. I'm not going to fight with you on my podcast. You know what I mean? I have one episode where there's this whole thread of like 30 comments and these people are fighting about why this one person was on my show. And I'm like, because I invited them. Like, if you didn't like it, like you spent the whole hour to watch it just to say you didn't like it and fight about it for 30 comments.
For real.
Like, you know what I mean?
Stupid.
Like, you guys, I just want you to, you know, if I'm going to be an inspiration and influence you guys to do better on the False 9, I really want you guys to just not be nervous about the content that you put out. Like, really, really just like stick with it, stand by it. You know what I mean? Because the False 9 is your baby.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something that you guys are investing in. So I really want to inspire you guys to really just stick with what you know. And like, if you're saying something, don't second guess yourself. Just do it.
Just
you know, if I would have said, if I would have, listen, there would be no public affair if I would have second guessed everything that I've ever talked about on this show, you know? I kind of want to talk to you guys about consistency. So you guys do put out an episode every week, correct?
Every single week.
So what is your recording process like?
So
now we just literally started doing something different. Like now, maybe like a day or 2 days, we'll start writing a little script.
Okay.
Like start writing, taking down notes of what we're going to talk about that day, because we record every Thursday right after work. We get off work at 7. We record by like 8:30.
Late, darling.
Yeah, late.
Yeah,
yeah. And then
right now you're recording in your apartment, correct?
We're in my apartment.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
In my son's room actually. So right now my son doesn't even have a room.
Yeah,
he's still in there with us. And then Alvaro will take on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday just to edit it.
I got you.
Know, and then it'll come out Monday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Okay, 7 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as of this recording, it is Monday. And there's an episode that comes out at 7 o'clock today.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Yeah. And so have you ever had to skip a week or anything? Or?
We took a break one time.
Okay.
What was it, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago?
Do you think that hurt you?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I think it did with like view wise, but for us, we.
I think it probably affected us too. Like say, we're kind of rusty a little bit because we took a week off,
right?
And, you know, because we went from doing it every single week.
But then that video, the one we put out, or 2 episodes. No, yeah, the video after, the second video after, it did real good. So.
Oh, good.
I think it helped.
That's good.
But it's like this recent one, not the one coming out today, but the one before. It's only at 36 views on YouTube.
Okay.
So and it's just like, damn, like what happened here?
You said 36 views.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it did real bad, not real bad, but it did poor compared to everything. Everything else has been over 100 recently on YouTube. So it's just like, what happened? I don't know what happened.
Do you personally get discouraged when you see numbers lower than another one?
Not now. At the beginning, I did. Now it's just like, okay, like we did something wrong here. You know? And it's just like, well, how do we fix it?
How do we better ourselves so people will want to listen to it?
It's like, and that's why I think the episode with Sean, I told Erick, I was like, bro, we got to kill it. I was like, we have a good opportunity. I was like, I don't want to say this will make us or break us, but if we take full advantage of this episode, it can do a lot of great things for us.
Right. I think that was a good move for you guys now. I mean, as far as building the show, because he's popping right now on TikTok.
We told him we were gonna have him on the podcast before, like
he actually blew up.
Yeah.
Basically, we're like, as soon as we get new equipment in, you're gonna be the first guest.
Oh, good.
On our podcast.
Okay.
And we got our equipment in, and bam.
Right.
Funny story. We actually were gonna order equipment.
Oh.
And Alvaro waited to the last minute to order it, and so when he went to go try to order it, they were gone. They had no more.
Oh, really?
Like the equipment we have now is not gonna be the equipment we were supposed to get.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So we had to settle for something else, a different kind of brand.
Yeah.
And Alvaro was so upset. He was like, the rest of the day he didn't even know what he was gonna do. We were at work. He was like, bro, I'm so upset about this, bro.
I got you.
Like I waited to the last minute to order it, and now I can't even get it. It was so funny.
Yeah. What would you say is a marketing tactic for you as far as pushing the False 9 podcast?
He doesn't, bro. He doesn't push the shit at all.
I push that shit out every day on TikTok.
I'm just kidding.
So is your main? So I don't have TikTok.
You should.
You need to, bro.
I can't stand it. Like I think nothing on TikTok is funny. I'm sorry.
You don't even have to watch it. Just post your clips.
Especially but people have said that. Yeah.
Yes, post little clips on it. Like I had a video that went viral for no reason. It just went. It had like 50,000 views.
I mean, he has one video of Erick where it's like at 130,000.
Yeah. You posted a video that went viral for no views?
Yeah.
Or that went viral for no reason?
Yeah. And it was just like me talking about what I did. And
I think TikTok is big right now. I think it's good.
It's
So do you think that's a good marketing tool for you?
Yeah. I post on TikTok and I try to focus. Like this week, I believe that I did bad on the YouTube because I didn't like focus on the other social platforms like I usually do.
Right.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna just focus on TikTok.
Right.
And I think I got kind of like punished either by God or somebody. Was like, hey, you got to focus on like Facebook, Instagram, and you got to start posting on Twitter too. Like don't just focus on TikTok. Like TikTok can get you all these views, but don't forget about these platforms. So this week,
that's his marketing too.
Yeah.
Right.
So this week, it's gonna be like just pushing out on every platform, especially with Sean. So,
okay, got
like
you.
Hard. Like 2 weeks, two clips a day for sure. till next week.
Yeah, like he does that like on social media and everything, but I do it in person. Like every single person I see, hey, come check out our podcast, so and so. Yeah, and I was like, why? I mean, like he was like, we was talking to some random girls at our job that were selling our Baylor stuff. Yeah, when we had Mark Vital, and he was gonna buy something. I said, hey, tell them about the podcast. Tell them to go watch it. Tell these people over here to watch the podcast. You know, I'm just like, hey, you gotta tell everybody if you want to get your business out there and get something. You know, you wouldn't be too shy to talk about it. And somebody told us that at work too. They're like, I mean, if you really want to promote your stuff. You know, like shout out to Elias if you ever listen to this.
Okay, got you.
It's our used car manager.
Oh, okay.
He was like, if I had a podcast, I'd be promoting that shit every single day to every single person I know.
When I started the public affair, I would go to Best Buy and put that shit on the computers out there. You know, like on the laptops. I would go out there and type the public affair on YouTube and then leave it there and leave. And I would, you know, because I want everybody to see. I think at that point, I only had 5 episodes out with Joey Sice. Was my 5th episode, the singer. And so I was like, ooh, yeah. Like we were just over there looking at iPads and shit. I was like, put this
and just leave it there.
Yeah. I just like, you know, I kind of, for me personally, I don't like to depend on other people to push it for me. Like I just push it myself. And you know, the reason why it's gotten, I couldn't tell you, like every week for me, it's such a blessing to see how good the episodes do. Even to this day, 50 episodes in, you know what I mean? Where I'm just like, oh God, like it's still like shocking. I think it's important for you guys to stay humble.
Yeah.
No matter who or what takes your episode to the next level.
Yeah. And I'll be telling people, I said, hey, if you ever down or if you need like little words of encouragement, go try and listen to this podcast.
Right.
You know, we talk about many things. We have these special guests. And then I want to get to the point where I tell people, I tell everybody, literally everywhere I go, I do it. We should get like some kind of like little business, not business card, but some little cards and just give it to people.
P&I Designs, what's up?
Something like
okay,
that.
Yeah, she got you. I gotta get with her too.
And those people listen to it and they're like, damn, I like this. And they have a friend and they're like, oh, hey,
and then they
go check out this podcast, you know? So I want us to push it and then I also want other people to push our podcast.
I got you. Yeah, you know, I agree with that. Can I give you guys some advice? Since any
advice is good.
Yeah,
advice.
well, I think one of the best advice that my producer gave me was always stay consistent. So honestly, like I haven't missed a week since July because I feel like once you do, people kind of start forgetting. It's so easy for people to forget about you. You know what I mean? And there was almost one time where we had to miss a week, and I got so nervous. And my producer, we recorded, and in 5 hours he did the episode, like edited it and sent it to me, and then I uploaded it like the night before. That was with Jeffrey Montreal, because we had that freeze and shit, so all this shit started happening. So I think the most important thing for you guys as upcoming podcasters is to stay consistent. You never want people to forget about you. You know what? Missing a week, it can hurt you.
It does.
You know, it does. It can, and so that's why I just can't. You know what I mean?
But I was gonna say like missing that week. I mean, that's when I uploaded that one video that I took down. Okay, but I will say I knew the chances if I miss this week, it's gonna hurt us. But me and Erick, I knew that me and Erick needed not a break, but we needed to really kind of talk.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And then we came back. Regroup. We had to regroup. We did 2 episodes, just me and him, and then we had Sean.
Okay.
I think we made a good choice doing that.
Okay.
But yeah, that 1 week could hurt you.
Yeah.
Moving over here. Sorry for going on, but I was gonna say this. Like I knew that we weren't gonna record on 2 weekends.
Okay.
So 1 week, or like in a span of 4 days, we recorded 3 episodes, and I saved them, and I had them lined up, just ready to roll. Because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. That's good.
I was going to tell you that you should do that. I record ahead. So while this is out, I already have episode 47 or 48 out right now. Yeah. And this is my 50th. So I don't play games. You know what I mean? Because anything can happen. You know what I mean? Literally. Yeah. So you always want to stay ahead of the game. Don't listen to anybody when it comes to your show. You guys run that show.
Erick.
The False Nine is... No, I mean, both of you, obviously, you guys do it together. See, for me, I make the decisions on my own. People put their input. I usually say, no, get out of here. You know what I mean? And then, that's it. So I think that since you guys run the False Nine podcast, you have to remember that is yours. Do you see what I'm saying? Everybody's going to give their little opinion. Everybody's going to say, oh, you shouldn't have said this. You shouldn't have said that. Why'd you talk about this? Why'd you talk about that? Yeah. You did that because it's your show. Don't you agree? Okay. Yep. We talked about going for broke. Don't be scared. One of the best advice that my friend, he was on this show as well, and he used to sponsor Ziad Halabi, told me, you have to become obsessed.
Yeah,
you have to become obsessed with the False Nine podcast. Like you have to. And I want to specifically talk to you, Alvaro. This is just like some criticism. I get more from you like when we're talking on the phone or even now than I did on the show. And I think for you, you might. I don't really know. You might be really focused or just really. Like you're really wanting to put out good content. You know what I mean? So I could see that you get kind of maybe nervous. I don't know the word. You know what I mean? But that guy that's here now and that guy who was on the phone with me when I first talked to him and inviting me, I want to see that translate on the False Nine podcast.
And I agree. I have a bad habit of like, if something happens throughout my day, it throws me off my game hard.
Oh, you can't.
And I was just having this conversation last night with someone. I was like, I need to figure out ways Shut the fuck up. I need to find ways where like if shit gets to me, I still got to put out this energy.
Right.
Because there's times like where I mean we had Sean. I was having a bad day that day, I think, and I was like, man, I was so worried about like not having a good show.
Right.
And I think I didn't have a good show as I wanted to, but luckily I have Erick and he fucking killed it. So
that's good. Yeah. I just wanted for you. Just from one person to another as a friend now. Somebody who influences you, I want to see you be more lucid on your show. Yeah. You know what I mean? I want to see you just kind of let loose, fuck your script. You know what I mean? If you go off script, just whatever, go for it.
And I think I have, and having like good. Also like Erick, seeing him how loose he is, it kind of like, okay, bet like I can just say this or make these jokes too, and it helps a lot.
That's good. Mm-hmm. That's really good. So, and then always, you definitely want to never be a character on your show. You know what I mean? That people want to resonate with the realist you that they can listen. You know? Mm-hmm. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's how I am. People know the way I am, and that's me.
Yeah.
Like, and I have a baby, but I'm still gonna act so childish, even though I have a baby. But when it comes down to it, I can be serious, and I can be the best dad to my son in the world.
That's really great. Yeah. So, again, I'm really happy to have had you guys on the show. What's next for the False 9 podcast? What's next for you guys individually?
I think the next step is to get a different.
I was gonna say getting Mark on the podcast.
Who's Mark?
Mark Vidal, the basketball player.
The basketball player. Remember?
Oh, the basketball player. Okay.
I think the next step we want to upgrade, get a different camera. Okay. Because we record on his phone. Yeah. Literally. Okay. And I mean, it still looks good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, iPhone. Shout out to iPhone.
Yeah. I got iPhone too.
Yeah. Okay, I want to be able to get a camera and get a different space where we record.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that would be the next step. The next big step.
That'd be what's up.
And then, I don't know how I feel about the backdrop because I kind of like it, but maybe we'll change it. We're working on getting an intro. Okay. And then definitely a camera. Do
you have an intro? You have an intro, right?
I do have an intro, yeah.
I think I've seen it once. I forgot about it.
It's in the beginning of every episode. Yeah. So you've seen the episode once. Wow, Erick. Well, he can leave.
Yeah. I hate watching the very beginning. I skip through it like music. I hate listening to the very end of it. Okay. I'll listen to the first beginning of the first.
A lot of people are like that.
Minute and a half of music and I'll just skip it. My girl tells me all the time, why are you always skipping the song? Let it listen to the very end. I'm done listening to it.
Yeah. Is there a guest that you guys just have to have on the podcast and then you'll be like, you can die? Because for me, it's Frankie J. Joe Rogan?
So that's the one person you would choose?
I would Joe Rogan.
Who would you choose?
Frankie J. Frankie J, the singer.
I don't even know.
He's before your time because he's before your time. Shut up.
I think I've listened to some of his music.
He sings that song Sugar Sugar with Baby Bash. How come every time I say you act like you don't know who he is?
You said this last episode with us. Who would you like to have on the podcast where you're like, fuck, I fucking made it, or we made it?
Damn, I already don't even know.
Yeah.
Somebody famous. I would like to have somebody on Waco who made it out.
Okay.
Could
somebody
you imagine
here in Waco that's already famous?
Can you imagine having like Messi on the podcast in Spanish?
Oh, the soccer player?
Yeah, but like, hey man, what the fuck were you thinking? Like losing the World Cup, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want to get to the point where people want to listen to our YouTube like from around the world. You ever listen to other podcasts and it just pops up on your news feed? I want to be able to pop them on people's news feed all the time, even if they don't follow us.
Yeah, that's what's up. You should totally do that.
You know who Logan Paul is?
No.
Oh my god.
Who is that? Is he another?
He's a YouTuber.
Can I just say I don't really. Outside of like y'all's podcast, and then I was on another podcast and another podcast. I really don't watch. I'm so focused on the public affair. Yeah. It's like
that's good, though.
I really want you guys to have tunnel vision. Not shade on nobody else and what they're doing, but I feel like that's part of the success of this podcast because I've become obsessed with it. Like this is all I'm seeing right now. Good. You know what I mean? Like everybody else, good luck. You know, like do your thing, and we're all can win at the same time. Yep. But in order for me to make this show successful, I have to stay focused on this. I can't depend on somebody else to give me those views. I can't depend on somebody else to push it for me. I can't depend on anybody else to be obsessed with it for me. You have to do it for yourself, and that's what I want you guys to do for the False 9 podcast. Because I see potential. I really do.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take it.
That's why I had you guys on the show.
Yeah. I think it's gonna go good. But the reason why I asked you about Logan Paul is because he inspires. I watch his podcast, every single one. Like it's to the first one I watch every single one that comes out. Okay. Because I want my podcast or our podcast to be like that.
Yeah.
And then he's global, so it's crazy.
I know. I mean, don't we all? Like, I can't wait for the public. I can't wait till I can live off this podcast.
I know.
Imagine living off of something that you just started.
Yeah,
that'd be
that's a dream come true. I'm sure for everybody. Am I missing anything here, guys? Is there anything else you want to share?
No, just go check us out at False 9 Podcast.
Where is it at?
On YouTube, Spotify, Apple, TikTok. We everywhere.
Can we shout out our job? Like, come
you guys can shout out whoever you want. Now's your time to do it.
If you need a car, basically.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so you guys are car salesmen.
Yes.
Okay.
So big shout out. I mean, not big shout out, but if you guys are listening to this and y'all need a car, need a newer used vehicle, come check me out at Allen Samuels. I help everybody out. People who in Waco, they know that I'm their salesman. Yeah. You know, like I help everybody out. And they'll be like, hey, go check out Eric. But if you guys need a newer used car, truck, SUV, come hit me up at Erick Carrillo, or just hit me up 254-301-5075.
I was putting his number out there.
My number out there.
Yeah. For real, when it comes to selling cars,
you have to give out your whole info.
That's great. Don't get mad at me when people start calling you.
No, same way for me. If you're looking for a new vehicle, used vehicle, and you don't want to go to Eric, you want to go to me. But Eric is a lot more experienced than me, so it's up to you. But I'll take care of you. I'll do my very best. So. You can check me out at Alvaro Vargas. Just Alvaro Vargas, Alvaro, whatever you can say at 254-73. You know what? I'm not even going to put my
putting his number out.
No, I won't put my number out there.
Oh, I already have your number.
Just find me on Facebook.
I have to say, I really, really appreciate you guys coming onto the show.
It was a pleasure, man.
No, absolutely. And, for my
Chick-fil-A.
I can give it to you any way you want. So for I'm like Burger King, you have it your way. Oh, no, okay. So
y'all should just sleep with each other.
Y'all so nervous.
Y'all both want it. It's okay.
In all seriousness, for my 50th episode of The Public Affair, I wanted to do something really special, which is part of the reason why I had you guys on the show. In 50 episodes, I get a little choked up when I talk about it. I've been very blessed to be backed by local sponsors in a really great town that rides with this podcast very heavy. And I've learned in this whole experience, and in 50 episodes later, and I was so emotional when I thought about it this morning. And the success of this podcast it truly means a lot to me for you guys, and for me to be at 50 episodes was something I never thought about. We're supposed to share our blessings, and we're never supposed to gloat about it. And I thought, what can I do for these guys that I hope that they'll really appreciate it? And so I talked with my producer, Mike, and I want to donate studio time to you guys for at least a couple episodes for you guys to record the False 9 podcast using all of this equipment, and for Mike to produce your episodes. He can do your editing and everything.
That's crazy. For real?
And I'll pay for it.
That's crazy.
Shit, yeah. That is crazy,
because I think that the False 9 podcast has a lot of potential. I'm always here to give you guys advice. The success of this show, has been like tenfold for me, and I really appreciate it. And for people like you guys to say that you fuck.
Come on, Drew.
Okay. For people like you guys to say that you guys are really inspired by it, and
come on, man, it's okay.
I'll let you catch yourself, but I will say this to people that are listening, like. Big shout out to you, but just the fact that you want to show love and support, and you want somebody to grow. And I think, and I hate saying this, but I'll just keep saying it. Yeah, but like the people in Waco, I just feel like we need more of this energy where like people want to share and like, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do for you because I want you to win. Even if you're like a competitor or someone's gonna pick between you and me, like we just gotta help each other out in every way possible. So big shout out to Andrew for that. And you don't even know how much it probably means to me. I don't know, like. It probably means a lot to Eric, but I know it means a lot to me.
Yeah, me, I haven't been an emotion. I'll let you go. I know you want to talk about something.
I just, and for you to say that, I've had a lot of guests on this show come and say that, that they didn't feel like the town supported them, and there's a lot of people in this town that don't feel like they support them, and they really have a struggle with going out. I'm no fucking Beyonce here. You know what I mean? But the Public Affair is doing really, really well. And I feel like if I can be able to share that blessing with two people who are inspiring to do the same thing and that I influence without even knowing, I want to be able to do that. And so, I want to donate a couple of sessions of studio time for you guys to use all the equipment in here, for Mike to produce your episodes, edit everything for you, and so you guys can record a couple episodes of the False 9 podcast.
The fact that we told you how you inspired us and what, how you motivated us to kind of push ourselves, and the fact that you're doing that, it really does mean a lot to me. I know it means a lot to Alvaro. It just shows that that you actually do see something in our podcast.
I do.
Basically, you see that you want us to be in. You want us to grow just how you're going to grow. Yeah. So that way later on in the future, you'll be like, oh, you got the Public Affair, you got the False 9 podcast, you got this and that. So I really do appreciate it, Andrew.
For sure.
It really does mean a lot to, especially, you don't see nothing in, I don't know. I'm lost for words. I'm just lost for words, bro.
Well, I really wanted to buy you guys like a nice camera, but listen, I pay somebody to do all this, so I really don't know. Yeah. And I just thought, God, what can I do for these guys? Alvaro has always told me that he was very inspired by the show, and that, you really watch the show and you're very influenced. And I was like, I have to give back, and I feel like I hope that that's good for you guys.
No, that's more than, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. When you said producer, I was like, where the fuck is this going?
Yeah, no, when you guys
shoot a music video or what?
No, well, me and Alvaro are going to shoot something different.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Okay, I got all fucking emotional. I had to break it.
I'd watch that.
No, but yeah, so whenever you guys are ready to record, just let me know. We'll set up the studio time and everything. We'll talk about that after the show. But yeah, I really want to do that for you guys.
Okay. So I appreciate it.
I think that there's quality that people really appreciate, and I know that you put out the fundraiser to get more studio equipment and such, and I saved to do all this. You know what I mean? And I saved a lot of money to do all this, and it's not cheap. But thank God for my sponsors. Thank God for the audience that encourages the sponsors to keep doing it, and the sponsors who believe in me, and the audience that believes in me, and you guys who believe in me. And I feel like it's only fair to share that with you guys. So I would love to do that for you guys. For
I appreciate you, bro.
Yes,
again,
absolutely.
like the fact that you're doing that and just not having as much support, like, and again, not trying to bash on Waco, but like I feel like there needs to be a new wave and a new community where like we're gonna help each other win, whether it's a business or a podcast, whatever someone's gonna do. Like let's help each other out.
I got you.
And I don't care like if you're my competitor, like I want to see you win because I respect you because you're doing the same thing I do, and I know that there's a struggle and
for sure. And don't ever get discouraged, guys. Like I'm saying, like you might put out one episode that does better than another. 50 episodes, I can kind of attest to that. Yeah. But if you love what you do, just keep doing it. Like just keep doing it. Like, and you'll be all right. You know what I mean? So when you guys are ready to record in Rogue Media Network Studio here. Let me know. We're going to set that time up for you guys, okay?
100%.
Shout out to Mike.
Shout out to Mike. So thank you guys again for coming on to The Public Affair. You guys can catch the False 9 podcast on YouTube as well at the False 9 podcast, correct?
Yes, sir.
Before we go, I definitely want to give a shout out to a few of my sponsors of The Public Affair that also brought this episode to us. Of course, to Fatboy Michelada and Botana with my boy Junior Banda. He provides the best micheladas and botana plates for yourself or for a party. You can get it. It's locally operated, so you can get some for yourself or whatever. Make sure you get the best. I'm sorry, I'm choked up. I'm choked up. Make sure you get the best and not the rest. Fatboy Michelada, I love them so much. Make sure you guys hit them up for your next botana tray. They also have different items on their menu now, so you guys got to check them out. They got all kinds of different things. They got this botana bowl, which has peanuts in it and shrimp. Oh, it's delicious. I had it the other day. I want to roll around in it. Thank you so much to Junior Banda for sponsoring this episode. Of course, to Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez. They're located on Franklin Drive. They offer team, small group, and individual skill training. They also have open play on Friday nights, and they also specialize in soccer training and fitness training with Dominic Gutierrez and Isaac and Rendon Carrillo. I'm down 50 pounds because of Soko Soccer Academy, and I love it. I feel like a whole new man, and I people are in my DMs now, so great. So thank you to Soko Soccer Academy, and of course to Gallito Grillers by Waco Scarface. They provide delicious carne seca on both spicy lemon pepper and regular lemon pepper. You can catch them at local events and occasional Sundays in front of the flea market here in Waco. You can also follow them on social media at Gallito Grillers for locations and get your scrumptious carne seca. Thank you for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. To all my viewers, to all my sponsors, to everybody in town, to Alvaro, to Erick, to the False 9 podcast, thank you guys so much for helping me take The Public Affair to 50 episodes. I'm very grateful. I love you all so much. The support is so real and the love is so real, and I can't tell you guys how much I really appreciate it. Thank you guys again for coming on to my show.
Thank you.
I sure appreciate it. Yes, it was such an honor, and don't forget, darling, to always keep it between us.
Love you.
That's it. Oh.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.